All opinions are those of the participants making them and are not an endorsement of any position, program, religion, or political affiliation. DFG's Corner is for information, observation, and entertainment. I ask that you comment, like, share, and subscribe. When they hear us talk, the algorithm's kicking in, and then you get a notification or something you might have said in a stray comment that comes up on your feed throughout social media. What they're doing is a lot of these companies are consolidating their issues, and they're coming together to kind of stifle the flow of information, of free information, or suppress that information from not reaching the intended targets. And I think this is kind of what this is about. And it's not about whether China or Russia has our information. We know they have it. That's right. that's that's what's going on. It's just how we protect ourselves. We know people get robbed, but we have to protect our own house first before we go outside. Miss Kim, I know you're an avid TikTok user. What do you think about the upcoming ban?
Well, I mainly use it just for entertainment when I'm not doing anything else. I don't have a problem with it being banned. I mean, it is what it is. It's not like I'm hooked on it, but if it's banned, it's banned.
Okay. So with that being said, Apple, I know that you're also on there. What are your feelings about it?
Well, I had it for a while, but I just started really being active the past year that I actually went on it, and I actually like the app. But if it gets banned, I don't think I'm gonna download any new ones.
I got you.
I hope it doesn't, because you do find out a lot of information that you wouldn't necessarily know if you didn't go on. You see different viewpoints. Like as you know, I love to cook. It's a lot of pages on there that caters to that, and I'm finding myself really enjoying that. My FYP page caters to that. I love animals, also that, and I'm gonna miss it, but it's not going to be the end all be all.
So are you twerking like Cooking with Kaya? Cooking with Apple. Cooking with Apple.
No, not with this brand new back. I can't.
More like a tweak, not a twerk, right?
Right. A head bob. That's about it. Like a head bob.
with the ban coming up, Ms. Dreen, I know you're an advocate for free speech. Do you think this is going to hurt? Is it going to hurt free speech or free expression, or is the national security issue valid?
I definitely think it's going to hurt free speech. And I think one of the reasons that they're even considering banning it is because they want to be able to control what it's saying. And since we have billionaires that buying the Washington Post and all the mainstream media has sold out, I think they realize they can't control TikTok because of the fact that it's not owned by an American. And they're using that as an excuse to kind of stifle it, or to figure out if they can get it under somebody they can control. So I think it's a much bigger issue, and I don't necessarily really agree or believe it's truly a national security issue in the sense that they try to play it, but I think it's a issue of them not having the control.
No, that makes sense. I agree. Do you agree, Big Al?
Oh yeah. And I think your question was spot on, because as you went through with Miss Apple and Kimberly, you asked them what do they use it for, and I think that is the most important thing. If we're using it for information sharing and for knowledge, then I agree that it is of value. I was just thinking with my national security hat on, and you're absolutely right. The Chinese and the Russians already know everything about us. That's why guys like you and I couldn't travel to certain countries. I always wanted to go to Cuba, but I couldn't go to Cuba. I couldn't go to China. I have family members who've gone to China, but I couldn't go. So just thinking national security, I was looking at it from a negative perspective, but I think there is value added. And with all the streaming platforms and all the information sharing opportunities that we have in this era, I can see the value added in maintaining TikTok. So I'm changing my position based upon the comments and because of your question.
Oh, well, hey, can't never say that well-informed debate doesn't change minds. Chocolate Pearl, I know you're not a user. You're on IG. You're on a few other platforms. What do you think about the TikTok ban?
Well, hello everyone. I'm sorry I'm late.
You on CP?
Well, on Tuesdays it's real hard. My sewing class started up today, so I try to get out of there on time. However, when you get back to TikTok, like you said, I am not a user, and I don't know if I care or not. Maybe I do, because even though I'm not a user, because whoever, and I don't know how it comes onto Facebook as well as Instagram, I'm able to look at TikTok on those apps. And I like Apple said, I get my cooking, I get plenty of recipes from the TikTok world. Now, will it affect our free speech? Everything affects our free speech. It's getting to the point where we don't have free speech anymore. I think I said it before that with today's society, you have the I forget what generation we're in now, but we have these young folks who are afraid of nothing but are insulted, or they feel bad about anything that you say, but they're not afraid of stuff. So when it comes down to social media, they're allowed to voice their opinions, their feelings, but then they get upset that someone retaliates or somebody says something negative to them, and so they are, always insulted by everything. So I don't know if TikTok is a function that it matters if it disappears or not. But if you do TikTok, even though Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all those other things are United States programs, soon as TikTok leaves, there's going to be another one come right back up. Will I join? No, I got enough apps on my phone. I'm getting to that age. I'm over 50. I don't need all those apps. I just need something simple. I can keep in touch with the friends, maybe look at some news, even though that's not true news, but, look at some, different things that's going on in the world. And it just gives me another avenue to look. I can still go back to, they actually still make papers, the actual physical paper. They actually make magazines, the physical magazines, and you got your regular television. So TikTok will not kill me if it's gone, but that's an avenue for the younger generation that really likes doing that. And also for the people who have, who are influencers. When it comes down to that, it's influencers, and they make their money that way. So when you take away TikTok, you're taking away a lot of people's incomes, period, because there are a lot of people who didn't have a dime, but because they had a phone and they had that TikTok app, they were able to continuously give content for free and get paid for it. And they were able to support their families. And actually, a lot of them, one guy I follow, even though he's on TikTok, it comes on Facebook, I follow him, and he feeds the homeless. So the money that he makes off of these social medias, he returns it to the to society and give it to the homeless. So it can be a good thing and it be a bad thing if they remove it. But if they're removing it because they want to control, then yeah, take it away, because we don't want y'all controlling us. Because once you take everything that social media away control, you can't control nobody then, because they won't know what to do and how to do it or find out what's going on. Because you know they don't look at the news. They don't look
Yeah,
at the
well, that's kind of where we were going with that, is that yes, you have very valid points, because I wasn't on TikTok until about 2.5 years ago, but now I do make a little money off of it. Um, the idea is that too many of these organizations are consolidating, and when they consolidate, you get less, the information streams become more constricted, and then you stop knowing what's truth and what's being fed to us. That's the biggest issue for outlets like TikTok. Now TikTok, like Big Al was saying, it's there's so much stuff on the internet that people in Russia and China know our stuff, know everything that we're about. People in the United States, there are agencies here that know everything that we do, and keep a record of it. However, I will say losing TikTok would be a big blow to freedom of speech, in the fact that if you go on, especially since Mr. Zuckerberg took down fact checking on his app, and that I'm assuming that includes Instagram. So we're looking at things from a perspective of, you know, X is compromised.
right. Okay,
Facebook is compromised.
even though I came in, and I apologize for coming in late on it, and I came in on Big Al's conversation, so I didn't get all of it, and it was very interesting what I did hear. I have a concern when it comes to him, Zuckerberg, uh, removing the fact checking option on the app. And which apps are these?
It's Facebook and Instagram.
See, but you still have Google.
Yes, but Google is owned by Alphabet, which in turn donates a lot to, let's just say, their
They
business. Their
they paid,
business.
yeah, they paid. Okay, I
Yeah.
get that. But there are other ways that you can check facts. You have that is, even though it's still social media, it's not a particular app. You can go on the news website. It kills me, and I've spoken to you about it, that people tend to post things that are not true,
Not
like
even
killing
close.
off people. It kills me that people love to post that somebody done died and they didn't. So whenever I see that, I go, unfortunately, you just told me something different, but I go on Google. But you can also go on different other news sites that you can check to
Yes.
see if
Yes.
it actually, is true or not. So you don't have to stop at Facebook. You don't have to stop at Instagram or TikTok. There's other avenues, but that's the problem with today's society. They don't know to go. They do know, but they choose not to. I'm not gonna say that. I shouldn't say they don't know. I believe they do know. They just choose not to because they're so used to being on, you know, Facebook and TikTok, especially TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat. So we need to, if say that we get rid of not just TikTok, say we get rid of Facebook, say we get rid of Instagram, all those apps, where you gonna go then?
People will make up apps. That's basically what it is. That
Yeah.
What's been happening, because you remember, I'm dating all of us. Around 1999, the majority of the United States was on AOL. And you had
Yes.
MSN chat rooms, you had Yahoo chat rooms, you had a couple of other apps. Then
MySpace. I really, I really
MySpace and
hate it
Black
myself.
Planet. MySpace and Black Planet came out around 2000,
Right.
and people flocked to those. So social media at the beginning was haphazard and catching. What Facebook did was, if an app started getting bigger, what Facebook would do would buy the app.
Mm.
They bought they don't have Telegram, but they have WhatsApp. They
Right.
bought WhatsApp. Remember Vine?
Yes.
Remember all of those were being bought out. Those capabilities were being bought out by. Thanks for watching. This is the man with the golden voice, the lady's choice, and of course, smooth as a Rolls Royce, saying, never make love by the garden gate, though love is blind, the neighbor's aim.